This PowerPoint should give you some guidelines about what you need to include in your criminal profiling project that you're going to be working on for the next couple of days. First of all, forensic psychology is the overlap of psychology and the legal process, just like forensic science is the overlap of science and the legal process. When we're talking about civil matters, personal injury, child custody, workers' compensation. In criminal matters, the insanity plea, competency to stand trial, and treatment of sex offenders are included in forensic psychology. In the civil example, some of the questions that would serve to be answered by a forensic psychologist is, has a person been harmed by an event? Was there emotional trauma stemming from the death of a loved one? Is stress in the workplace preventing a person from doing his or her job? And then, what's in the best interest of the child in a custody battle? On the criminal side of forensic psychology, a suspect murders an entire family. Is that person competent to enter a plea? Can he understand the charges against him? If there is mental illness, such as paranoid schizophrenia, that is already a pre-existing factor, does this make a suspect unable to understand his actions or differentiate between right and wrong? And upon conviction, what are the chances he'll act again in this manner? Can he be treated to improve his chances of not acting again this way when he's released? Criminal profiling, by definition, is the use of investigative and psychological analysis to predict the behavior and characteristics of unknown criminal offenders. Because of money, it's not used by most law enforcement agencies. It is used, however, by the FBI. In practice, law enforcement techniques are used more often than psychological techniques when profiling is being done. So these are the stages that you need to address in your presentations. Stage 0 is the MO, modus operandi. What actions a suspect does to carry out his crime, escape from the scene, and avoid capture. There's a tendency for these to be the same, with the same criminal, but it's learned. It's dynamic. It can be malleable. It can change with experience. It's a sick sort of science experiment. A killer kills the first time. What went well? What didn't go well? Let's make some changes to make things better, make things easier, prevent me from being captured. Next is signature behaviors, calling card. These are unnecessary to complete the offense, so it's extra behaviors that satisfy the emotional needs of the offender. These signature behaviors can reflect personality, lifestyle, development, or psychological or emotional needs. Stage 1. You need to describe the crime scene and the victims. Get as much information as possible. Photos are available. You can use those, both of the crime scene and of the decedents. Stage 2. What caused this person to snap? The antisocial, deviant, social, psychotic. Are the crimes obsessive, reflective of narcissism? Are they organized or are they random? Narcissism is when a person commits a crime and boasts about it, is outward about it, writes a letter to the police, writes a letter to the media, sends videos. What's the murder type? Mass, spree, or serial? Mass murder, lots of people murdered all at once. Spree is murders that occur in very quick succession, maybe over the course of a day or over the course of a week. As we learn, serial killers act singly with their crimes, and then there's a cooling off period in between. What's the motive? Sexual, financial, emotional, psychological. And then here are my 6 factors, 6 general categories that you can classify things into. Some people have more than one factor that have caused them to snap. Parents, sex, bullies, drugs, money, and religion. Like I said, a particular criminal could have been adversely affected by more than one of these. Stage 3 is the actual profile. What is the information about this person? Gender, age, race, occupational skills, IQ, social interests, mental health status, family background. It's a sampling of the kinds of things that you need to list there. Stage 4. If you were able to interview this suspect, under what circumstances would you feel comfortable? Would the suspect be targeting someone like you? Would you need to be in a separate room? And then what 3 main questions would you ask him or her? Probing questions about their past, not just why did you do this? Or how did this make you feel? You need to show me that you understand and you're familiar with the case by the questions you ask this person. So you're going to pretend like you're a profiler researching this case. You're going to include MO, signature behaviors, the 4 steps of criminal profiling, and you're going to create a presentation. There's a rubric in your packet to help you out. I'm assuming you want to do a PowerPoint presentation, but if you want to put it in poster format, that's totally fine as well. We're going to have 3 days in the computer lab to get this finished. And then we'll present to the class.